pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying. This shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert. Another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, it's that exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit and I ain't listening. Is it effective? If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jake. So I war, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? When he said something, I ain't hear him. This shit light work. It ain't on who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow side, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I enjoy. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put y'all faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make a money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on cargo slave ship. What the fuck he do for blacks in his administration? I'm waiting, patient like a saint. Black, Hispanic, Native, they hate your ass the same. Paint Christ in their image, paint you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate African soul niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lies sound promising. Prophecy, gift and a curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the UPK, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under your honor, Amy murdered Botham and got a hug from your honor. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priests bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ICE agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game, put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves. Chose by the Lord, we could never be the same. Soon as they born, the wicked go astray. They left the truth, they wasn't with us anyway. Niggas weak, they just saying anything to be truthful. We don't want no cowards anyway. Look, coronavirus, that's a plague. You don't get too much sleep when you waking up the dead. First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church. Came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.
All right, we ready? All right, Shalom Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And since 1969, we have been teaching the truth of the Bible. And what we do is we take the Bible and show every Black, Hispanic, and Native American that is their true culture and that is their biblical history, starting first and foremost. With our school, with the Isupk, you know, we also have classes Monday through Friday. If you go to our website and stuff, you will see that we have classes Monday through Friday from 7 to 9, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday in Chicago, if you subscribe to our channels, it's Monday Brotherhood class with Officer Yardan. We got a Tuesday class, Biblical Law class, which is with Officer Arum. We got a Wednesday Scripture Breakdown class with Captain of 13,000 Mile Quad. On Thursdays, we have history classes. And on Friday, we have this Lashawan Qadash class right here. And the reason we have Lashawan Qadash class, I don't think anybody understands how important it is to learn the ancient Hebrew and the Assyrian, or what is also called the modern Hebrew. In order to gain access to your culture and your heritage again, you have to obtain these skills. And when you're trying to obtain these skills, you can't go ahead and teach yourself. You have to go somewhere and get taught properly. Like we have almost 60 schools all around. We got some in Mexico. We got school in Texas. We got school in California. The brothers are in California right now for the Slacky. I don't know what's the name of the West Coast Cookout. Eh? They got the West Coast Cookout going down right now in California, and that's where a lot of, if you're in that area, I would suggest you go to the Isupk Los Angeles, California, and see what's going on with that, and see if you can go ahead and attend. Because if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you definitely want to go ahead and engage with your brothers in that area and start building yourself up now rather than later. With that being said, this is Isupk Chicago. I'm your teacher for today, as Officer 500 Zanyala. Also, I told you about the classes we have in Chicago. Also tune into Isupk Gary, Indiana. That is a heavy city that's booming right now. Also, Isupk Southern Illinois. You could tune in Isupk Southern Illinois on Facebook, YouTube, X. And with that being said, you know, we also have Isupk Wisconsin. You definitely want to tune into that. Isupk Detroit, Isupk Iowa, Isupk Ohio. Now we got schools everywhere. So if you want to obtain this information, go to the source. The source is the brothers who got it from the beginning. We had this truth since 1969, and we we are qualified to teach any man, woman, and child who is of Black, Hispanic, and Native descent. With that being said, there are also Christian groups, Catholic groups, and fake Israelite groups that you should not be going to their gatherings. The reason why I say that is because, as you know, they've been misleading. How have they been misleading? They tell you can eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. They tell you can have tattoos. They tell you it's okay to be a whore and come back into the school or the congregation. You can go into the congregation on your flower. There's a whole bunch of things that are not supposed to be done within amongst the congregation or the people inside the brotherhood and sisterhood. Like if somebody passes away, you should not be amongst everybody because that's a weak cleanse. Just for you remember when we had what was that last one we had? The pandemic, what was it? We had the COVID-19, and you know how they had a certain time limit where you could go around people? That's the same thing with kind of like when you're around an unalive person, you can't come around everybody else because, you know, they hold on to parasites, bacteria, and so on. And so that way, if you catch something, at least you're separated from everybody else so you can get better. And then once you're better, you come amongst everybody else. But there's a lot of things that you have to learn, and the only way you can learn it is in the Isupk. With that being said, we don't only teach the Bible, we live the Bible. That's the whole difference between everybody else. Somebody in these Christian Catholic churches, Islam mosques, Israelite groups, all that stuff. They can say they know the truth, they don't know the truth. Because they're just saying stuff, but it doesn't make sense because they're not living it. That's why your pastor's over there, you know, acting effeminate. That's why he wants to be sleeping with all the women in the congregation. That's why, you know what I'm saying, he's telling you it's okay to eat this big pig that they're cooking at the congregation or at the church. So it's a lot of things that you're going to have to pull yourself away from, because one thing I know about Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, if you are a liar, we don't want to be around you. But for some reason, when it comes down to these fake Israelite groups or these pastors, for some reason, you're accepting their lies all the time. And you're accepting with a smile on your face. And you bring that, and you bring up other kids to take on that same narrative, and you're not supposed to do that. What we say to our kids, when something's wrong is wrong, right? So if something is going on in that church, like they're eating pork or they're getting tattoos or, you know, they're sleeping around and stuff, whatever the mix-up is, pull yourself away and come to a place where we will teach you properly. That's here in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We have a school in every state. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna get to my what I was gonna say is, when it comes down to the Lashawan Qadash, you have the ancient and you got the Assyrian. The Assyrian also is the Assyrian/modern form. This is actually what we read in the Tanakh, and every time we go ahead and have class on Friday is to prepare you for the Sabbath service, which is tomorrow. Sabbath service is always on the 7th day. Remember, the week starts on Sunday. Sunday is actually Saturday at the evening to Sunday to the evening. So Saturday to Sunday, that's the evening. Right now, as soon as the sun goes down, that's going to be the Sabbath. That's why I'm giving you Sabbath. I'm not Sabbath. That's why I'm giving you Lashawan Qadash right now, because it's leading into the Sabbath service that's going to be held on Isupk Chicago on Facebook, YouTube, and X tomorrow at 9 a.m. in the morning. That's what we're preparing you for. Whenever we're talking about this Lashawan Qadash and the ancient and Assyrian Hebrew, this is what we're talking about right here. This is what you need to obtain. This is called the Tanakh. All right? This right here is Black, Hispanic, and Native American history right here. This is our culture. That's why it's not going to be easy. You're not going to go ahead and just, oh, I got to learn something. You always got to learn something. If you're not learning something every day, I don't know what you're doing with your life. You've seen the same episode of Family Matters. You've seen the same episode of Judge Judy. You've seen all these same episodes over and over and over again, but you don't want to learn something new. To me, that's repetitive stupidity to me, if I want to be correct. And I don't know if you want to go ahead and replay this. I'm saying it's repetitive stupidity. All you're doing is watching the same thing over and over again. That's not what you're supposed to do. When you wake up in the morning, by the end of the day, you're supposed to do something that makes you better by the time you go to sleep. If you work nights, you're supposed to learn overnight, so that way by the time you get home in the morning, you learn something that's valuable that you could teach your either your husband, your rib, or your kids the next day. Don't be flatlining on stupidity. If you're gonna learn something, learn it properly. That's how this works. You're not gonna obtain. I'm not special. I pray the Lord has mercy on me. I break no laws, but I pray the Lord has mercy on me when my day comes. But that's what I'm saying. I'm putting the work in, and I'm praying I can get some type of grace in His eyes. But that's not gonna stop me from putting the work in. You get what I'm saying? Till my dying breath, this is what I gotta do. That's how it works. You don't just go ahead and say this stuff, go outside and screw up and do all type of goofy stuff, and then say God loves you. No, it ain't like that. Whenever you say something, if you're reading this Bible in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, you're gonna live it. You're not just gonna say stuff like Pastor says. You ain't gonna say stuff like these Israelite groups say. No, you gonna live this lifestyle. Don't say it, don't talk it, you gotta walk it. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, Sabbath service is tomorrow at 9 a.m. It should be Officer Mayad. It could be Officer Aram. It might be Officer of 500 Rosh Karab. Somebody's going to be here, but Sabbath service is the only day the Lord deemed fit for everybody to attend. So if you watch Isupk Chicago, that's cool. If you watch Isupk New York, that's cool. If you watch Isupk California, that's cool. But the thing is, you have to spend your Sabbath service with the men of the Lord. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and go over the alphabet in the ancient, and then we're going to go into the alphabet in the Syrian/modern. All right? Let's get to it. With the ancient, right? First thing you want to do is, if you took a picture of this, you don't want to learn this first. What you want to learn how to do is, you want to learn how to say all of these from right to left. You want to learn how to say all of these in order from right to left. And accurately. No, don't say, oh, you know what I'm saying, I got one wrong. No, then if you got one wrong, you effed up. You messed up. Do it again. The same thing we tell our kids, like, hey, look, you fixed your bed? Oh, yeah, your bed's messed up still? Mess it up, fix it again. If you mess up on this, do it over again. If you mess up again, do it over again until you get it right. So first, go to tha, just pronounce it with right here. Right? You got you got ba, you got ga, you got da, you got ha, wa, za, ka, chaa, ta, ya, k, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, taza, kwa, ra, sha, tha. If you don't say these from a to tha in direct order, you failed. Do it again. Before you go ahead and move on to the Hebrew, learn how to at least pronounce every letter from a to tha in direct order. Don't move forward. I'll tell you like that. Don't move forward. Let's go on. So once you learn a to tha in order, now you can move forward. Now you can go ahead and do the ancient. So in the ancient Hebrew will look like a sideways A. Ba looks like a triangle going into a G form at the bottom. That's ba. You got ga that looks like a slanted 7. You got da that looks like a triangle. You got ha that looks like a flipped F with an extra line. Boom, boom, boom. You got it? And that's ha. You got wa that looks like a Y, a regular Y. Wa. Za. Za that looks like a Z. You got ka that looks like a 3-step ladder, right? You got ta. Look like a circle with an X in the middle. Or like an X-Men shape. Like if you ever watch X-Men or Marvel or something like that. That's that like the symbol. The little shield. Boom, boom, bam. You got ta. You got ya. That looks like a slanted Z. You see how it goes in a little slant? You got the slanted Z with this little line in the middle right there. Boom. Z. Z, boom. Don't go ahead and trick yourself to be like, I don't know. Just keep it simple. Keep it as simple as possible. If that looks like a Z in that type of form right there, just remember, boom, it got a little line right there. Keep it simple. Simple will get you further. You got Cook. We got a brother in Isupk, Milwaukee. His name is Officer of 500, Kanunya. Starts with K-A. You got a mirrored C right here with a V in the middle type, and that's Cook. A mirrored C with a V type in the middle, Cook. Then you got La, L shape, boom. You got Ma, looks like a W at the top, going into a Y form. See it? W, going into Y form at the bottom, and that's Ma. You got Na, it looks like a V form, going into the Y shape at the bottom, and that's Na. You got Sa, that has a line from top to bottom, and then a little bit from the top, you have a Z formation, and a little bit below that, you have a strike from left to right, a line from left to right. That's Sa. You have I. I is like a circle or like an eyeball. You want to think round or something like that. However you want to go ahead and discipline your mind to remember this, that's on you. This is just me giving you directives from my narrative. You can have your own, whatever helps you. You got Pa. Looks like a J. Line from top left to the right, a little bit from the right side, you come and make the J form at the bottom. That's Pa. You got Taza, T-A-Z-A. Line from top to bottom, a little bit from the top, you do a little zigzag, a Z form, boom, boom. And that's Taza. You got Qua next. Qua is a line from top to bottom with a dome shape at the top, more formed like an umbrella. If anytime you see like you're sketching like an umbrella stuff, you will see a form like this without it being colored in at the top. So you got the line from top to bottom, and you got the little dome shape at the top. Qua. Next one is Ra, R-A. Looks like a connected 4 right here. It looks like a 4, but one that connects at the top. Boom, and that's Ra. You got Sha. Sha that looks like a W. Boom. That shouldn't be hard. You got Tha. That has looks like an X, but on this side, goes from top to bottom, and over here on the left side, you elevate it a little bit, and you come straight across from left to right. Boom. But it has to be elevated. It's not equal right here. So elevate this left side, coming across. And that right there is the ancient Hebrew language. That's the alphabet for the ancient Hebrew. Moving forward, I hope everybody's taking a picture of this, because if you ain't taking a picture of this, you are failing yourself. This is not a class. If you're trying to learn the Hebrew ways and stuff, this is how you learn it. If you want to learn your culture, your history, and how to read it, this is how you do it. You do it by doing the work. You don't do it by being lazy and letting everybody else do it for you. If you're going to figure it out, figure it out. If you can't figure it out, have somebody help you. And if they can't help you out, get into the school immediately and find a brother who can go ahead and walk it with you. That's how we do this here. If you don't know something, you come to me, I guide you the right way. That's how it's supposed to work. It ain't you come to me and I'm just like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. No, it's not like that. Up in this school, in the Isupk, no matter which location you're in, you could be in Texas, you could be in California, you could be in Mexico, you could be in the Dominican Republic, you could be in Cuba, you could be in Puerto Rico. We got schools all over there, and they're all going to teach you the same thing. And we're not teaching you aggressively so you can learn. We're teaching you in a way where we're so passionate that we want everybody to learn this, because America don't love us. None of these other nations love us, and we need to go ahead and come back to us our historical records, so that way we can build ourselves up and learn how to become a nation and a society together under one banner. That's how we got to do this. And this right here is the Syrian Hebrew, which I'm going to get into next. That book that I was showing you earlier was the Hebrew Tanakh. The Tanakh you could get at any bookstore, but that's what we read for the Sabbath service that's going to be tomorrow at 9 a.m. With that being said, in the Tanakh, it has the Assyrian or the modern Hebrew, and then right next to it, it has the English. So whatever you read on the left, you're going to read in English on the right. It's going to be word for word. Boom, 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 boom. That's how you're going to learn. Right now, this is basics. But then over time, if you're a man in the school or a young man in the school or a child in the school, eventually you are going to have to learn how to read this. A man, woman, and child in the school. Salaki. If you're a man, woman, and child in the school, you're going to have to learn this. You're going to have to go ahead and teach the kids this. Why? Because it's tradition. It's something that we didn't have when we was growing up because our parents were Christian and Catholics, but it's time to break that generational curse. If we could break that generational curse, we could possibly move forward in the right direction and do the right things as a nation of Israelites, of Black, Hispanic, and Native American descent. But we have to be retaught. And when you have to be retaught, that means you have to remember everything that you learned over there and just dump it. You still remember it, but you just got to put it away. And you got to relearn everything all over again. That's what we're here for, to teach everybody all over again what we did wrong and how we can get it right as Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, men, women, and children. That's what we're doing here. I'll be damned if we're going to keep on having other people tell us how we got to accept their culture and their traditions. We don't need their culture and their traditions. Why is brothers in Islam? Why are brothers learning Christianity or Catholicism? Because that's the only thing that was beat into our ancestors that we cannot get away from. Now that we have a chance, let's learn something that is the right way. Let's relearn everything properly. Let's try to understand everything together properly. Moving forward, because I'll keep on going and stuff. All right, the Syrian Hebrew, which is also the modern Hebrew, which we will read in the Tanakh tomorrow, Sabbath service at 9 a.m. We're going to go ahead and go over it. From Ah to Tha is directly below it, right? I hope everybody took a picture of this because you have to study this. If you don't study it, you are not going to get nowhere. You got Ah right here, right? Ah looks like an N, like a capital N if you want to go ahead and think about it in any type of physical form, right? Ah looks like an M form. You got Ba that looks like a 7 and a platform at the bottom, right? Boom. You got Ga. It looks like a female high heel for some reason. Every time I see it, I just think of the little wrap thing that women be having on their stuff, come all the way down to the heel, to the point, and then I know they got that heel right here. For some reason, that's the only thing that catches my eye, and I remember that's Ga whenever I see it. Next is Da, D-A. It's like a strong 7. You know what I'm saying? Ha, you got a strong 7 right here, and then you got a little strike on the left side right here, not going all the way, going about halfway. So that's Ha. 7, and a little dash right here, a line going top to bottom, but only going like a midway. Then you got Wa. I call Wa a short stuck up 7. That's what I call Wa. A stuck up 7. See the nose in the air? That's what people be doing sometimes. They just snotty and snooty, like they just better than everybody. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? If you're in this school, don't be like that. Don't act like you better or your crap don't stink. Don't do that. Be humble with this. All right? Stuck up 7. You got Za. It looks like a short top T. You got a short top line from left to right at the top, and you got a line going from top to bottom. Short top T. That's what I call them. Then you got Ka. C-H-A-A. Ka looks like a 7. And then this one actually has a line going from top to bottom on the left side. Similar to this, but this is halfway. This one's actually connected from top to bottom. And that's Ka. Next one we're going to go over is Ta. Ta looks like a U. As you can see here, it's just a U form. Boom, that's it. This is how it will be written if it was perfectly printed. This is how it will be written if you written with your own hand. So this is the same thing. Boom, boom. Perfectly printed, handwritten. Moving forward, Ya. Ya looks like a comma in the air. So it's a comma just floating in the air. Boom. You got Ka. Got a mirrored C right here. That's Ka. But this Ka will be at the beginning of the word. But if you have Ka as the last letter in a word in the Tanakh, it will look like this. It will look like a 7 with a slender body. So use these letters if letters above fall at the end of a word. So if it's a word in the Tanakh, and ka, ma, na, pa, and taza are at the end of that word, it won't be written like this, it'll be written like this. If ma's at the end of the word, it'll be written like this. If na's written at the end of the word, it'll be written like this. And so on. Pa, end of the word. Taza, end of the word. But if it's at the beginning of the word, boom, it'll be written like this. It'll be written like this, like this, like this, like this. And you will see that as you keep going and you're reading amongst yourself or you're reading amongst your peers or other brothers and sisters in the school. Moving forward. Cup, right? Mirror C, boom. End of the word, it'll look like a 7 with a slender body. Moving forward, la. La looks like a question mark. That's what I could name it like. You know what I'm saying? A little question mark. You look real crazy at the top, coming down to little squid, boom. I want to say la look like a question mark. You got ma. Ma looks like a cursive S. If anybody knows how to write in cursive, it looks like cursive S with a little strike at the top right here on the top left side. And that's how you do ma. That's how you will put the letter ma in the Hebrew at the beginning of the word. If you have ma at the end of the word, it'll look like a square with a little strike at the top right here, just going off, just a off strike, boom. Little definition at the top, going off. Na, you got na, na. Looks like a short body C. Boom, boom, right? Real slick. Boom, boom. Quick. But if na is at the end of the word, it will look like this. A stuck up 7 with a slender body. So remember, you can't get this one mixed up with this one. That's when the studying portion comes into play. Get it? That's what I'm trying to teach y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's all about definition. You'll see. Moving forward, you got sa. Sa that looks like a circle. Don't get this one confused with this one. This is ma. This is only at the end of the word. But don't get, if sa's at the end of the word, you gotta make sure this one's more circular. If this one's at the end of the word, it's ma. If this one's at the end of the word, it's sa. And that's how you pronounce that towards the word. Moving forward, you got I. It looks like a real deep. It's a Y, but real dipped. We're going real down and coming back. It's a Y, just real. How you say, this line just comes down a lot more than the regular Y. So boom, boom. And that's I. You got pa. It looks like an upside down G. But if pa's at the end of the word, it'll look like upside down J. See what I mean? Boom, boom, ah. Boom, boom, ah. Pa be at the end of the word, it'll look like an upside down J. Moving forward, taza. Taza has a line from left to right and going back to the left. And then a line right here in the middle. And that's taza. If taza is at the end of the word, it'll have a line going from top to bottom and a Y shape on the other side. Boom. So that's taza right here at the end of the word. You got qua. You have like a question mark right here with a line on the left side with a space in a little bit at the top, but a line going from left to right. I mean, from top to bottom, slide. So you got a question mark shape, and on the left side, a little bit of space from the top. You got a line going from top to bottom, and that's qua. You got ra that looks like a strong strong 7. Ra looks like a strong 7. You got sha, it looks like a W, and you got tha that looks like a 7 with a line coming from the top to bottom on the left side, and got like a little kickstand right here that keeps, you know, like a kickstand on your bike. Boom, you got a little kickstand. That's what I always call it. For some reason, I got a little kickstand on it. All right, and this right here, I want everybody to take a picture of it. Learn. I'm not going to repeat myself. Before you move forward, learn I to tha just by saying them. Once you learn that, then you learn how to do I to tha in the ancient. Then once you learn that, then you move to this. You move to the Assyrian and the modern. If you don't do it in steps, you're not going to learn, because you're going to be like, oh, well, let me try it this way. Let me try it that way. Do it your own way. My way is, I'll tell you, I to tha, just by pronouncing them all the way from right to left. then move to the Hebrew, then move to the Assyrian and modern. It's up to you how you want to do it. I don't know what you're comfortable with your studies. You take a picture of this, study it. I would say study this, then study this, and lastly, study this. Take a picture. We're going to be moving forward. I hope everybody gets that. Let's see who's on here. Elder Charles, the water for tuning in. I'm glad you're learning. You know what I'm saying? Learn this Hebrew. Rashkrab, Shalom to Christ. Officer Zion, Shalom to Christ. Officer Mariah Yala, Shalom to Christ, sir. And now we're going to go ahead and get to the words, because pretty soon I'm going to start doing sentences. But right now I'm just taking it easy on everybody. I know you see a glare up there. I know you see a glare. Just understand at the top it says Hebrew words. That's all you got to know. All right? It just says Hebrew words up here. I see the glare. You know we can't do stuff that's in the class. All right. These are the words we went over last week. So if you don't have these words in your notes or something like that, I suggest you have these words in your notes. We have these words in English. We have these words in how you pronounce them in the Hebrew. And then we have them written in the Hebrew. All right? With that, the last word we went over last week was double time. And you will hear double time in this school if you're a trooper, a young man, a trooper, or officer or stuff, you're gonna hear this a lot. You're gonna hear double time. That means we need to get it done quick. Let's get it done. Hurry up, let's get it. So double time means like hurry up. How you say it in the Hebrew is mahar, mahar. So if you hear mahar, mahar, obviously you hear brother saying double time. Let's get it. So we gotta be moving faster than we are, because obviously we were slacking. And this is how you write it in the Hebrew from right to left. That's mahar, mahar. That's what we went over last week for double time. The next one is hand. Just like your hand, you know what I'm saying? Hand in Hebrew is pronounced yad. And this is how it will be written in the Hebrew. Remember, from right to the left. That's yad. If you got your alphabet, you'll see that this is yah, and that's da. Obviously, there's no a right here. You got yad, you got yad. Just take the a off because it's connected. That right there is called a connector. Next word is water. Water, what everybody needs. H2O. Water in English is pronounced mayam in Hebrew, and this is how you spell it. You got ma, you got ya, and you got ma. So ma, ya, ma. No a right here. Obviously, you know it's connected. Ma, yam, and that's water. Hopefully, you guys got that in your notes. If you don't got it in your notes, you ain't gonna have none to teach yourself or others in the future. That's totally on you. Because some people think they just know it just because they saw it. But you're gonna forget it by tomorrow because you're gonna watch cartoons and you're gonna forget everything. All right, let's move forward. Let's get it. All right. My next words. I hope everybody got those. I gotta go ahead and scratch this off. You know what I'm saying? I gotta move forward. That's last week. We in this week. And I will be giving you guys sentences pretty soon. I'm bearing with you guys because somebody's gonna need teaching material in the future. If you are fresh in the school or you are learning, take these notes because you will one day have to take my spot because I ain't trying to keep this spot forever. I gotta go ahead and let somebody else, do their work and shine on their own. This right here are teaching lessons, so that way maybe one day you could go ahead and teach it in your own way on this platform or other platforms in the school. But these are good notes to take down so you could teach, not only learn, but also teach class in the future. All right, with the blue one up. All right, moving forward, let's get it. Next word is what everybody love. Everybody love food, right? Everybody love food. Let's see. You know what? I always write my, see, that's what I be trying to say. Like, I write my F's like this. And I don't think a lot of people know. Everybody's expecting me to write my F like this. I never wrote my F like that for some reason. That F for some reason just don't click with me. I always wrote my F a different way. But that's how, so this is food, right? All right. How would you say food in Hebrew? It's lakam. Lakam. All right? You got la. Remember, everything in capitals. Lak. Ham. So you got, all right? So you got lak and ham. All right? Hope everybody can see that. I know it's a little squiggly with this marker. No, everybody can see it pretty good. I see it on the screen. So, food in English is lakam in Hebrew. Lakham. Now, how would you spell it in Hebrew using the ancient Hebrew? If you have your alphabet, you should be already trying to dissect this word right here in Hebrew from right to left. If you have your Hebrew alphabet that I told everybody to go ahead and take a screenshot of plenty of times. All right, I'm gonna put the answer right here, but hopefully everybody's doing it on their own too. Alright. Food in English is lakam. Lakam. You got la, you got la. You got ka, minus two ways because it's connected. You got ha, you got ha. You got ma right there. No A at the end of that either, so you know it's connected right there. Lakam. Lakam. And that's how you'll say food in Hebrew. Next word is sit. This will be a simple one. Sit. I would tell somebody sit down. How you say sit in Hebrew is shab. Remember, always capitals when you're writing in Hebrew. All right? Sit in English is shab in Hebrew. How would you write shab? I'm going to give everybody about 10-15 seconds to try to write shab on their own before I give you the answer. Using your Hebrew alphabet, how would you write it? Sha, sha. Ba, ba. No A right there. Obviously, you know it's connected. You got shab, shab. And shab in Hebrew means to sit. Nothing more, nothing less. Simple words, just to learn. Next word I'll go into is want. Want. Want is the next word. Want in Hebrew. Awa. Let's see if you can write that in Hebrew on your own. And after that, all we got is what? 3 more after this. For this week. Okay, so obviously if you have your Hebrew alphabet, you got Ah, right? Ah's gonna look like this. Ah. Simple. Then you got Wa. Obviously, Wa is in a Y form, you put the Y. Right? Then you got Ha. Ha looks like a flip F with an extra line. So how are you gonna connect this now? Where do connectors go in this? Because you got Ah, you got Y, and you got Ha. So you got Ah, obviously that's the full form of the letter. You got Wa, you got Ha. Obviously there's no A right here. You can see that they're probably going to be connected. Boom. Ah, Wa. And that just means want. When your kid's like, I want that toy. I want a water. I want that dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a simple word that everybody uses every day. Use these words every day. Food, sit, want. And also what I was going to tell everybody, like I say every week, if you see this La letter in the ancient, in order to write it in the Assyrian or the modern, you just go to the Assyrian and look for the La, and you bring that down, and that'll be the La for Assyrian. Then the Ka, you bring it down. Then the Ha, you bring it down. Then the Ma, you bring it down. It's the same amount of letters, you just bring them down. This is just, with the connectors, it's helping you how to pronounce it properly. If I had enough board, I would put the ancient and the modern, but I don't. But I just want to go ahead and reiterate. Take the letters from right to left, and if you can, write it right next to it. La in the modern, Ka in the modern, Ha in the modern, and Ma in the modern. And the same thing going down. That way, that's how the words will be written when you're reading in the Tanakh. Hope everybody understands that. These are 3 words. We got 3 more going on. Also, if you want any apparel, like all of our fly shirts and stuff, you know, we be looking good in our shirts and stuff, always go to diversecity.com. Diversity is one word. Diversecity.com. And Officer 5,000 yard down, he'll hook you with whatever shirt or jacket that you were looking for. Quick promo. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and knock these 3 out. I hope everybody got them already. Written them down. What's going on?
It's a diversity mall.
Diversity. Oh, Slocket. It's diversecitymall.com. Diversecitymall.com. There you go. Diversecitymall is all together.com. And Officer Yardan has all types of shirts, headbands, jackets, all that stuff. Anything you're looking for, you got it. Flyers gear, yeah. Some of Flyers gear in Israel. And he does compilations with other brothers too. Y'all sorry, yeah.
Oh, but that's what for graduates. Not
Oh yeah, that's definitely for graduates. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a Hebrew graduate, you're gonna have to endure that pain for about 9 months of it's torture. I would tell you don't do it. I was told don't do it, so I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's just a jacket. You don't want it. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth it. It's just a jacket. You know what I'm saying? You still are a brother. We're still gonna drink with you. We're still gonna hang out with you. You don't want them problems. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you the truth. I'll say that even if you were right in front of me. Hey, I want to join Hebrew Academy. You want to join Hebrew Academy? I was like, you don't really want the problem, man. Don't do it. I tell them straight up, don't do it. It's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, you're still in the school. Why would you want to go do that? But like I said, Hebrew Academy is no joke. No joke. This is the school. The Isupk is the school that builds men into better men. That builds young men into great men. Only here in the Isupk can that happen. You're not going to get that in your other fake Israelite groups. You're not going to get that in your Christian churches. You're not going to get that in your Catholic churches. You're not going to get them in them Islam mosques. You're not going to get it in Buddhism or whatever, Hinduism, whatever you're studying. It's stupid. You have no business in none of that. And once you figure out you have no business in none of that, you're still going to come back to this Bible, so you might as well stay here. Because this is your biblical, historical records right here that is only for you. What can I say? I can't say no more. I've been on this the whole class. Next one. Okay, if everybody looks in the ocean, you'll see a sea. Ocean, they'll call it a sea. So a sea will be S-E-A, right? A sea, right? In English. A sea in English will be Yam in Hebrew. Yam. Sea in English, like a sea, or like a body of water. A sea is Yam in Hebrew. Now, how would you write it in the ancient? If you have your alphabet next to you, you should be figuring this out a little bit more easier now. If you got Ya, you got Ya. You got Ma right there. You got to go ahead and do it. Come on. Okay, Ya looks like this. Boom, right? Boom. That's Ya, right? Then you got Ma. Ma looks like simple. Ya, Ma. No A right here. Obviously, you can tell. Boom. It's connected. C in English is Yam in Hebrew. Written in Hebrew from right to left. That's how you will write it. It's not easy, but it's not hard either. You put the work in, you'll be able to take classes and teach classes. Okay, next one is from. And I always write my F's like that. Yeah, everybody knows it. Yeah, I always write my F's like this. That's how I always done it and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Right the other way is just weird to me. I can't even write like this.
Oh, yeah, now I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, I never wrote my F's like that.
Right.
So, from. Where'd you come from? Or, I'm just coming back from the store. Or I'm coming back from getting my hair cut. That's how you use that word, from. Gave you a couple sentences how to use it. So how would you say from in Hebrew? From in Hebrew is ma. You didn't know that, right? It's ma. So the letter in Hebrew, ma, just means from. Just one letter. So anytime you hear ma, it's from. Alright? And this is how you write ma. Simple. Come on. What are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. If I made two, also two, you know what I'm saying, black and Spanish, that's what you call your mom. So you can't forget the Hebrew.
right.
A lot of Hebrew words we've been saying out our mouths.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? This is already off top of your head. So when you think like ma, and all of a sudden you're thinking of Hebrew, like, man, I just said from.
Right.
It comes instinctively, you know what I'm saying? So from in Hebrew is pronounced ma, and this is how you would write it. Of course, you're gonna have to put an indicator showing that it's complete, which is ma. Simple. That's why I just try to throw that out there, just so you can see how easy it is if you just put some effort. All right? And you got rest. Everybody should know rest. Everybody should know what rest is. Because the Lord told you to take it. Shabbat, yeah. Shabbath. Rest. Now, how would you write it in Hebrew from right to left? All right? You got Shabbath. By me putting the underlines underneath it, they should already get it. That's why I do that. So, boom. You see Shah. Obviously, no Shah in the Hebrew looks like that. Boom. You got Ba. And then you got Tha. Right? That's it. Shabbath. Simple. And all anybody who's watching has to do is get the letter in the ancient and find the same letter in the modern and just bring it down. And you got how it's written in the Tanakh. That's it. I'm trying to teach you all as simple a way as possible. So with that, this concludes our class for today. I'm going to go ahead and come up with maybe 6 or maybe 9 words for next week. Remember, whenever we're doing this Lashawan Qadash class, is getting you ready for Sabbath service, which is the 7th day of the week, which is deemed only for the Lord. You're supposed to push everything else to the side. I don't care if it's your mama. I don't care if it's your daddy. I don't care if it's your boyfriend, your girlfriend. If you know you in this truth, you're supposed to be in class for the Sabbath service. And with that being said, you also have to buy a Tanakh so you can follow along. We're going to say it in Hebrew, and we're going to say everything in English. But you have to follow along. The only way to learn is to actually participate. With that being said, also tune in to the Round Table of Truth today.
It's like we won't be alive. You got the general lecture.
Okay, we had the general's lecture. Okay, the general's lecture. Okay, but on that note, we also have the Round Table of Truth that we want everybody to subscribe on our new YouTube channel, which is the Black and Brown Network. Which is like if you go to YouTube, type in Black and Brown Network, subscribe and hit that bell and press all. That's all you got to do with the YouTube. For some reason, our other channel, which we had thousands of subscribers for some reason, our channel got banned or something like that. So everybody got to tune in to us on Isupk Chicago, on Facebook.
Roundtable Facebook too.
Isupk Chicago on Facebook. Or Roundtable Truth?
Roundtable on Facebook too.
Oh, the Roundtable Truth on Facebook. But then when it comes to you wanting to go ahead and see the footage on YouTube, you got to go to the Black and Brown Network on YouTube and just hit subscribe and click all when it shows the bell. With that being said, that concludes our class for today. I hope everybody got their words for today, because these are words that we will be saying all the time, almost most of the day. And with that, I'm Officer 500 Azan Yala, here with Officer of 500 Ma'adawan, Officer of 500 Raj Karab. And with that, we'll see y'all next week, and shalom.